Hello everyone, I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMoviescreens.com and welcome back to my continuing coverage of the 2017 Dallas International Film Festival. This is the fifth film that I've seen at the festival thus far, and I knew nothing about it. I just heard great things from South by Southwest, and that would be Mr. Roosevelt. This one stars and is written and directed by Noelle Wells, and she's been in a lot of stuff if you go on her IMDb list, but the most notable thing that she's done is a show that I really liked from last year, Master of None, which was Aziz Ansari's Netflix show, so there you go. Anyways, I had no idea what to expect while going into this, but it is fascinating to see these actors or actresses who take on the writing and directing mantle and do their first feature debut. It's always exciting to kind of see what kind of style they're going to do and whatnot. And for Mr. Roosevelt, I liked it. So let's get real and break this down. So let's start with the writing and directing. As far as the writing goes and the actual story and the characters, the story itself isn't really that much like in depth or anything. It's just kind of like Noelle Wells is a stand-up comedian actress from LA. She gets a call that someone has died. She gets to Austin, Texas, where her ex-boyfriend is, and it turns out it's her cat, Mr. Roosevelt, and her ex-boyfriend has moved on to another woman, and so there you go. There's your setup, and Noelle Wells stays with her ex-boyfriend. I realize that Noelle Wells is not the name of the character in the movie, but that's what I'm gonna refer to her as. But anyway, she interacts with the ex-boyfriend and new girlfriend and whatnot, and there you go. So, like I said, the story's not really like in depth or anything. It's more about the characters and their journey to maturity and just kind of growing up, letting go of the past and moving forward type of deal. So that's where I really appreciate the movie the most, is the characters. They feel grounded. They feel very palpable. You feel like if you walk down the street, you can pinpoint these people at a bar or something, and that's how kind of well realized these characters are written. And it's the same way with the dialogue. The dialogue is very sharp. It's witty. It's very heartfelt at times. It's kind of insightful at sometimes. It's very well-rounded dialogue. Dialogue, like I said, you would see from a person just sitting at a bar and you have a drink with that person and they start having like a conspiracy theory or something. It's just just stuff like that to where you're like, yeah, I can see these characters saying that. So the story itself isn't really, like I said, that deep or anything, but the entertainment aspect and kind of the intrigue is from the characters themselves and how they grow, especially the main character played by Noelle Wells. And speaking of her, the direction of this film I thought was nice. It had a nice personality to it. It popped out. It was funny. It was charming, and everyone was just really kind of likable, and you just wanted to see more of them. Now, I will say that Noelle Wells' character was a bit annoying in the beginning, but she started to grow on me, and then as she learns to like kind of grow up and mature and whatnot, that's when I started to really kind of like her and whatnot. So that would be kind of my only like downfall with the whole writing and directing aspect, but the whole direction from her, Noelle Wells, it's spot on. It has that unique personality that kind of stands out on its own, to where it doesn't feel like anything else, even though it's a story that's not, like I said, it's been told many times before type of deal. But her unique direction and personality through the film does kind of stand out and make it unique. And on top of all that, she shot the film on 35 millimeter film. So it has kind of like that antique look to it, to where it looks like it was a film that was plucked out from the 70s or 80s, and it's like this kind of old school film that's like 50 years old, and we just saw it on the screen for the first time. So I think it kind of adds to like the overall kind of rustic, antique nature of this film, and it is really cool because it's set in Austin, Texas. So I think the 35 millimeter film actually plays with the city as well and making it its own character. So the writing and directing very strong indeed. Acting, everyone does really well. I love just watching everyone. Even Britt Lauer, I'm gonna say Britt Lauer. She's from Man Seeking Woman, which is a very underrated show on FX. If you guys have not checked that out, or FXX, excuse me. But anyway, she's really great on that, and it was really nice to see her. And like I said, I've seen Noelle Wells in Master of None, and then everyone else was kind of new to me. Doug Benson was in this. His couple scenes were really funny, but it was really nice to kind of get introduced to some of these actors and actresses and really kind of see them just kind of act in front of me for the first time, and I think most of them did a very solid job, but the ones I do recognize from other stuff, they were just as good as everyone else in the film. Cinematography wise, like I said, since it has like that kind of grain look to it, from the 35 millimeter film, it does, like I said, have like that old rustic look to it, and it feels like just a time capsule film. Like I said, it feels like if you looked at the film catalog from the 70s and 80s, and you're like, what, Mr. Roosevelt? I've never heard of this before, and you pick it out and you watch it, and you're like, man, that was just a nice movie, So, yeah, I like the cinematography quite a bit, and like I said, it really kind of showcases the art and the artistic value of Austin, and really kind of has that kind of homey feel, but also still looks very good on film. Editing-wise, the movie's about an hour and a half long. It doesn't slow down, in my opinion. It actually flies by quite a bit, and that has a lot to do with the actual pace of the film, from director Noah Wells, and the dialogue and the characters that are written within the film to provide the funny moments to keep the movie going, or the heartfelt moments that really kind of make you intrigued about the characters and whatnot. So I think the pace overall is very well done. There's nothing really slow about the film. So guys, overall, and the music's pretty great too. Overall, guys, I'm not going to say like, this is the best thing I've seen at the festival, but I'm also going to say it's the worst thing in the world. It's actually just a very good, solid film, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing with having just a solid film. It doesn't have to be like a masterpiece or garbage. So I think Mr. Roosevelt's a very solid one, and I'm looking forward to whatever Noah Wells does in the future in terms of writing and directing, and I hope she returns back for Masters of None Season 2. Anyways, I'm going to give Mr. Roosevelt a solid B. So have you guys seen this movie, or have you even heard of it? Comment that place where my face and let me know. And I guess tune in next time for whatever I review next, and for my continuing coverage of the 2017 Dallas International Film Festival. I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMoviescreens.com. Peace out, everyone. Woo, this festival's been fun.